Hello and welcome to this new part of Super Danganronpa Another 2. Last time, as you can see, we tragically had to say goodbye to Shinji.
Yep. Baruni.
And also Sora almost died too.
Somebody pushed Sora off the top floor of the Tower of Babel, and we are now fronting a Shobai for a moment. Mans gets his spotlight, and it seems that he has administrator access to our virtual world here.
Yep.
And now we get to conduct an investigation from Shobai's point of view instead of Sora's.
Sure, I'm curious what happened with Sora, but later, I guess.
It gets gone over in the trial. We're not there yet. You'll understand later. Now then, the monochrome file. Yes, girly? Give me that. And why should I do that? So I can read it, jackass. I'll be over with it sooner than you anyways. I'm already tired of waiting, so be a good bitch and hand me the file. I don't want to. Can't you just investigate the other stuff first?
Bitch fight.
Is that just me, or did this bitch look somewhat... You're hiding something from me, aren't you? What? I don't know what you're talking about. That aside, you're investigating quite diligently lately, aren't you? Quite different from your old lazy, incompetent self, I guess even you get scared when there's so few of us.
Well, there's not much brain matter around, so...
True, he's like the only one who's got any. Whatever. I'm the stupid one for even trying to have a conversation with the likes of you. Here's the file. Go do whatever you want with it.
She mad.
She felt somewhat more awkward than usual. Maybe it's just me. Well, that kind of thing will eventually unravel during the trial anyways. First things first, the monochrome file. Victim is Shinji Kasai. Time of death, unknown. Location of the body, power room in the basement of Tower of Babel. Cause of death, unknown. Murder weapon, unknown. Every part other than the lower body, which was protected by his fireproof clothing, was burnt to a crisp.
What the hell do you mean, unknown?
This case is gonna be fun. Other than that, his neck also had a stab wound, and multiple fractures were all over his body. What the hell is this? Time of death unknown, cause of death unknown, and murder weapon unknown? Unless Monochro's fucking with me, and this isn't legit, this fact itself could be valuable information. Nothing much else to note. As for the autopsy, I should investigate the body myself to get more info out of this. No time to waste. I should investigate for some other clues in this room. Yay, tooth bullet!
Wee.
Alright, it's time to look around.
Shinji.
Shinji Kasai's corpse. His upper body was burnt to a crisp. And his face is melted down to the point where it's indistinguishable. Let's just get to the point and look at his injuries. The monochrome file said there was a stab wound near his neck. Well. On his sooty black neck, there was a stab wound that was around 2 inches deep. Because most of the body had burnt down, there wasn't much blood near it right now, but I imagine there was a lot of blood loss when this was made. The monochrome file didn't detail the cause of death, nor the murder weapon. This wound could most likely be the cause of death. No. Upon looking closer, I spot something suspicious.
Hmm.
On the middle of the wound, the skin looked to be a bit dislocated for some reason. Damn it. It's hard to see anything because it's all burnt. I guess I have to take a closer look and risk damaging the corpse. I open the wound a bit to inspect the inner parts of the lesion. Even the insides are all burnt, as expected. But I was soon able to find what I was looking for. 2 stab wounds, one on top of the other.
Hmm.
On first glance, it looks to be someone just stabbed him in the neck with shrapnel. But on closer inspection, there's a much deeper gash wound underneath the first wound. It was hard to detect that because of the burnt marks. Even I almost missed that. That wasn't all for it. There were a bunch of scabs of all sizes on his body. Monochrome didn't mention the fracture. Did not mention the fractures on his body. The way the skin was scratched by something. These are bruises.
Hmm.
The fractures and marks all point towards him suffering from multiple bruises. That seems to be all there is to it. The fire made it difficult to perform even the simplest autopsy. That looks like that's all the important info I can get. Now the question is, which one of these actually caused his death? All that will be revealed during the class trial.
Hmm.
And we look around more.
Weird, weird, weird.
Mm-hmm. This case is interesting.
Teria, what do you say?
I'm sorry, Shinji. In the end, I am nothing.
Nothing of value, I see.
Understandable. There are burn marks all over the room. Monochrome was the one who stopped the fire, they said. Fire itself isn't much of a problem. The important part is that the culprit must have used the fire in some way to trick us. So the question is, why did the fire have to happen? Perfect crimes are always the smallest of crimes, obviously. If you increase the scale and make it more complicated, it only draws more eyes. So in that sense, burning someone to death is something unimaginable for any sane person, unless they want to get caught.
Hmm.
But that's the rules on the outside world. In this place, common sense doesn't work the same. And then there's Kanade Yoto no Koji. Sometimes stuff doesn't always go by the rulebook.
I was just about to say.
Yep. That aside, I should still take note of this fire.
Yep. Correct wall.
This wall, something's off about this one. Looks like all the other boring walls in this room, but this one alone has no dust on it. Don't tell me.
Ah.
When I touched the suspicious part, the wall moved and a small gap appeared. A secret passage? No, I've been trapped in here for days. How could I have missed this?
I mean, you were barely eating anything, bro.
When I crouched through the small passage, I found a small set of stairs leading to space.
Hmm.
At the end of those stairs, another door was waiting for me. Rats. When I tried opening the door, I just simply couldn't. It was like it was just a drawing on the wall.
Ah, so coding is preventing you from getting in there. Interesting.
Just like the one on the entrance of this tower. Waiting for something to happen here seemed useless. But a hidden staircase and a door that used to lead someplace? Could it all be coincidence that this was all hidden inside the crime scene? This could be an important clue.
Well, what could it all mean? Oh.
No. Go back. I don't want you here. Leave. I'm so tired of you. Get out! This kid. Something is wrong with him. Well, I don't care anyway.
There
Me too, Shobai. Me too. Me fucking too. I also don't care about Yuki Maeda. Thank you. Shards of glass that look to be from the machine parts in the room are scattered on the floor. A bit too obvious, if you ask me. Stab wound from the monocrophile were probably caused by these little fuckers. Oh, I can't seem to find one with blood on them. Shards are pretty badly damaged from the fire. Even so, if the culprit had planned this one out correctly, they should have easily taken care of this. So that leaves us with two possibilities. One, they didn't have the time for that, or the culprit was a dumbass who didn't think of it. I don't know, there's not very many brain cells left on this team, if I'm honest. And the other is... it's just a theory for now. I should still keep that in mind, though. So here's the thing with playing a Shobai. He acts as an unreliable narrator for the portion of us playing as him, because if he gave the player all of his thoughts initially, you'd have too much knowledge going into the trial.
Of course.
So there is things that he's keeping from the player at the moment that he knows more of about this case, which is what he keeps referencing here. I just needed to point it out. My boyfriend! Ah, finally, the sweet taste of freedom. It's a pity that our dear Shinji died, but apart from that, I'm feeling amazing.
I can imagine.
I love him, I love him, I love him so much. Now I can finally see my dear Shobai. I'm ignoring this prick. I love that Shobai and Sora have the same brains when it comes to talking to Mikado. Just nope.
Good God, Shobai, how did you stand working with him to, like, apparently program shit?
You know I'll do basically fucking anything for money, right?
Maybe that's the reason why he's ignoring him now.
Yep.
The fuck is that?
The machines inside the power room were broken to pieces. There's blood here. There were blood marks on the machines, and judging by the fact they weren't destroyed by the fire, and that the amount of blood seems to be significant, it doesn't look like it was sprayed out normally from some wound. This was made by the body having direct contact with the machine. That caused the fire to try and erase this? The culprit is one hell of a dumbass. Wait. Let's think the other way around. Perhaps the machine breaking is what caused the fire. And if that's true, that means the blood here is... That doesn't fully explain why they had to go this far and still leave out evidence in the open. I need to listen to the alibis from the others. I should hurry. Also, talk to Sora last.
Oh, a stun gun.
There's a stun gun on the ground. It looks like it's been turned to the point where it can't be used anymore. Just dropping evidence left and right, aren't we? Is this case's culprit the stupidest shithead ever? Every evidence so far showed that the culprit had no intention of hiding the evidence. If they weren't actually stupid enough to forget to do that, that means they either didn't feel the need to or slipped the evidence on purpose. At any point, the fact that the stun gun's here and it's already burned means that it was here when the murder occurred. And I really flubbed the end of that line. That reveals some quite interesting stuff. The fact that there's a stun gun here when we've been trapped in this tower for days.
It might have just spawned. Like the gun did.
I don't know about that. I think someone had it on them the whole time and just didn't use it.
That could also be it.
I also think the gun was placed. I don't think it was glitched into existence on the top floor. I think someone placed it there.
And somebody was carrying this long before we were trapped here.
See, Shobai's got me. Shobai's got me. He knows.
Well, not that I care much about that.
Is it just me, or are you getting Chapter 2 vibes from this? It's like a little bit. Chapter 2 DRA vibes.
From the first game.
Yeah. What does Iroha have to say, Miss Bubblehead?
What is going on? Why is... Don't make it so obvious that you push Sora, man.
Well, now you know who did it.
God, I was already thinking about it, but man, now I don't even feel smart because I didn't say it before.
It's okay. She's stupid as shit. Okay, so I'm glad you were thinking about it because the game kind of made it obvious before even saying this that it was her, because like Sora got pushed literally right after talking about Iroha, and Shobai was on like one of the lower floors, so it couldn't have been him. And also Shobai would have done a more direct method of murder, if I'm honest. Pushing someone, not his style.
Yeah, and I must say, at this point, you can use, you can just exclude anyone who is unlikely to do it, and... Well, someone needs to have done the murder, and I don't think Iroha did this murder.
No.
But I do think that she could have collaborated with someone else. Though it...
She's dumb as bricks. She would need some serious help for any murder.
Yep.
Anyway.
Stupid little dog.
Stupid little dog.
Oh yes, not that.
Ew.
Why are you talking about me?
Yeah, you. Explain where and what your group was doing since the book event till the body discovery announcement.
Why me? I don't know every detail, so the others will probably...
Shut up and talk about what you know.
If I talked, then would you solve the trial for us? I mean, of course you would, right? It's your life on the line as well, after all. That makes it sound like she's not in... She now wants the thing solved because since Sora is not dead, she would be on the hook as well.
Yep.
So that
Yep.
it still doesn't disprove that she isn't collaborating with the murderer this time, but girl, you you are hopeless.
He's dumb as bricks.
She's so stupid. I love her, but she's so stupid.
Yeah, it's every time it's amazing to see.
Just how many times do I have to ask you to shut up? Just tell me what you know.
Well, I was with Yoriko this whole afternoon. Yoriko said she was looking for Sora, so how did you feel?
Looking for albino girl?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened, but Yoriko said that after she talked to Sora for a bit, she just kinda disappeared. And
You're
about...
totally not suspicious about the fact that you like side-eyed when you pushed her, you little shit.
And about the others, I heard from Mikado that he and Taria were together all this time. Doing what?
I see. Well, they were both tied up, remember?
Are they? Was that what
Remember they
agreed
said they
on?
would. Yes, they said in the meeting room upstairs that they would lock Teria in with Mikado in the break room to keep an eye on him.
But then didn't they say they would free Terrier so he would, like, usually
It's
just...
a back and forth thing. They basically wanted to keep him in there to keep an eye on him, but they would send him to Shobai to go get them food. That was the agreement. It was kind of shoddily translated, but yeah, that's what the agreement boiled down to.
Okay.
Wasn't Mikado Shinoji tied up in the break room?
Yep. Terrier was with him in the break room all this time. Well, it's a long story, but something happened between us and Terrier. And he kinda lost all hope after that, so he was probably just doing nothing while he was in the break room. That's all I know. So please win the Triforce.
Wait, hold on. You were muttering to yourself just now, weren't you? Something about someone being alive. What do you mean by that? Dress.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
You know your face tells everything when you lie, don't you? Just talk. What are you hiding from me? If you weren't the culprit, it wouldn't hurt to tell me. If there's something suspicious up, who knows how it'll help in the trial. Fuck, Daruha.
Well, the thing is, about Yorko saying that Sora disappeared, I kinda have an idea of what happened. Sora fell from the top floor, I think.
Uh-huh. Okay. Fell? What the hell does she mean by that?
It was before I met up with Yoroko.
So you're giving him a half-truth. Understandable.
I mean, it's still obvious. But
yeah, it is. Nobody's smart enough to figure it out, but you know.
I was on the first floor when I saw something fall from the ceiling.
Uh-huh.
It was too fast to exactly see what it was, but it looked like it was human. And because I saw a hint of white, it was probably Sora.
Even if that is true, how is the girl alive if she fell from the top floor and hit the first floor?
That's what I was wondering. I saw her falling with my own eyes yet.
So what happened to her? If she didn't get hurt, I imagine you would walk up to her and ask what happened.
Then she would
He
be
is
even
poking holes
stupider.
in all of her stories. I love you, Shoba. You're so funny.
The thing is, I couldn't, cause she kinda just disappeared.
What the hell?
She just phased through the floor and disappeared below. Okay.
Ah, the secret passage makes more sense now. Because it does lead down.
I didn't believe it myself when I saw it, and when I touched the ground after that, it was hard, solid.
I mean, I knew you were a bubblehead, but really?
I'm telling you, that's what actually happened.
Just tell me the alibis of the others. Is that really all you know? So you don't have any info on the rest?
You don't believe me.
Not important info from Bubblehead, but
Sorry.
fuck, you skipped my dialogue.
Man.
No, it's okay. I like ad-libbing with Shobai. If she's telling the truth, then Yoriko Kaguya was with her the whole time. So asking her would be no different. Mikado Sonoji and Teruo Otori could prove their alibis, but if they didn't leave that place, their accounts would probably have little value. Alibis aside, the part about Albino Girl falling was too out of this world to believe. Is what I would have thought normally. But something's bugging me about this one. I should keep this in the back of my mind just in case. Hee hee. Hee hee. Alright, time to bug Sora. She's next to
like,
Yoriko.
I'm just like, good god, Nikkei, you kind of have like the biggest target on you right now in terms of being the culprit.
Have we talked to Nikkei yet?
I don't think so.
We have not. Okay.
What? Definitely.
Yeah.
What kind of fucking exchange was that, you two? Hello? Two fucking dorks. Anyway. I guess
mean, he's the only one who could have done that. I don't believe Yuki would have done this. He's too important.
Hee hee. There's so much going on with this case, and I can't wait for you to see. Alright. Dorko. Yeah.
Sora, what happened?
I'm telling you, nothing special really. I'm extremely sorry that I caused you to worry, but...
That isn't a problem. It was just moments after I talked with you and you're telling me you just vanished into thin air?
Vanished? Maybe it wouldn't hurt to eavesdrop on what they're talking about.
We talked a bit on the top floor after a meeting with Nikkei. I agree that I said some stupid stuff back then. But after that, I went down and waited for you so we could investigate together.
And I went downstairs as well. Perhaps we simply just missed each other?
Impossible. Yeah, it wasn't like a long time had passed after that. And I was waiting just beside the stairs. If you had come down, I wouldn't have missed you. Sora, is there something you're hiding from me?
No. What would I gain from hiding important information from you?
I'm rather confused why you're not telling everyone that you were pushed from the first floor. But I guess maybe she's just too busy thinking about the fact that she phased through the floor. And is like, yeah, nobody would believe me.
That's part of it.
Alright, I won't ask anymore. Maybe we did miss each other by some coincidence.
You're such a yes man, Yoriko. I'm so tired of you. God, you poke and pry into something and then you give up as soon as Sora says, no, 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 no. Like, for fuck's sake, use your brain.
Thanks.
Sorry, her lack of competence fucking annoys me, especially when her writing's all over the goddamn place.
As I suspected, Albino Girl is hiding something about this case. If the hostess is talking truth, then the two would have definitely met. So the other one is definitely lying. Question is, why is she lying about where she's been? Is it because there's something she doesn't feel comfortable sharing? Or is it because, or is she the culprit all along?
Nah, Sora has protagonist plot armor.
Loves her. Yeah, she's big protag.
Sora fell from the top floor, I think. She just phased through the floor and disappeared below. I didn't believe it myself when I saw it, and when I touched the ground after that, it was hard solid.
I guess it wouldn't hurt to try.
Sure why?
I pulled out my lighter and threw it down. Why the hell did I think I would be able to see it from here?
He has his moments of dumb, and I appreciate it, because while he is incredibly intelligent, he has his moments of dumbassery, and I appreciate that, because you gotta, you know, you can't make him all-knowing and powerful, or else that would be boring.
I mean, you can just go down and see if the lighter's still there.
True. Which is what he's doing.
Not here. The lighter disappeared. Even if it was thrown from such a height and thus fell far away, it should have at least been shattered to pieces, yet no shards could be seen.
So it isn't a glitch which has been deactivated, so it's still in effect. Wanna make a trust fall, Shobai?
And someone like me couldn't possibly miss something like a single lighter. And that means...
He doesn't have the time to do the trust fall.
Aw.
Mic testing, can you hear me well? Sorry, it feels like I just woke up from a 1,000-year slumber. I imagine that you finished your investigation, so I'd say it's about time for the class trial.
That was short.
Yeah.
Everyone gather around the trial entrance on the cruise, as usual. I know it should be obvious at this point, but don't be late or miss out on our big events. Then I'll see you later.
I guess that's it then. I would like to investigate more about this weird phenomenon. Most importantly, and incredibly, is that Bubblehead wasn't making the story up. Just how would they discover this phenomenon affect today's trial? I wonder. I should get moving before it gets too late.
Oh man, there's like no one here.
Hmm.
You're here, Shobai.
Hi.
So, is this everyone?
Wait, are we sure this is everyone?
We're all here. There's 8 of us, including Shobai, who got last place.
8? That's all we have left?
And we'll be losing another one.
We started on with 16 if we include Teria, and there's just half of us left. Can someone punch him? I hate this look in his eye.
Hee. Guess which voice you get to use.
I would have preferred seeing you normal mad. Ugh. Can I shake him out of him? Just shaky. Shaky.
Oh man.
Be gone, Utsuro. The power
Gone, Thoticus!
The power of Christ compels you.
Oh man, I miss Urehara. Get him out of here. Urehara... that's the ghost I would like to see. Urehara ghost! Exercise Utsuro ghost! Get rid of him!
Yes, please.
Anyway, moving on.
Yes, and one of us will leave this place dead today. Or perhaps every one of us will perish, and this will be our very tomb. Yuki?
Mood.
Yuki! What did you just...
You should know, probably, or feel it.
I mean, Terry is also pretty dumb. You gotta remember that.
Yeah.
If Ray was here, she would have noticed it.
Yeah. What's this? There's something important I feel like I should be remembering right now.
Ah, he doesn't have his entirety of his memories back.
Ah.
That makes more sense. I'm sure probably the main one being suppressed right now is the identity of Utsuro.
Yeah, probably. Though he did seem very confused about when he was about to shoot Yuki.
Yeah, I think what's going on with Teria right now is like, he gets this vibe from Yuki of like, you're supposed to be my friend, but also I don't know how to feel about you sort of thing. And then also like, he's like, there's something fucking important that I'm forgetting and I'm gonna lose it and this feels familiar and so like, he's got part of it, but not all of it.
Why are you doing this to us, Mikado? Why?
My motives are complex.
I do not want to see Utsuro again, and now I have to share the same game with him again. It was already terrible enough to have chapter 6 of the last game with him.
Oh, buddy, I can't wait to explain everything that's going on in the game. Doesn't do a good job of explaining everything when it gets... I can't wait to give that audio essay to everybody. Everyone's here, huh? It's good that everyone's gotten used to this, so I don't have to wait so long together. Or maybe it's because the number has gotten so low. Which is it, I wonder? Comrades, I will wait for you down below. Now enter the elevator in front of you.
Yuki.
Bitch ass.
Me too.
Yuki, look at me.
There he is. He's
Thank
back to
God.
normal for now.
Thank God.
Me too, Rina. I can't fucking stand Utsuro, I get it.
What?
I'll take Tuki over Utsuro or Yuki or Tutsu any day, like, please God.
Yeah.
I have to deal with one of the four of them. Give me Tuki.
What?
Is it because Shinji died? I know. You knew him better than anyone else in this room. But you mustn't give up. We're still alive. So please, don't lose hope just yet.
Yeah, we're still alive. As long as we're alive. No, I pressed. Whatever.
It's okay.
Wasn't important anyway.
When Yoriko speaks, it's never important. Let's just get that out of the way right fucking now.
Oh boy.
I'm serious. I'll talk about it again later. That's the spirit, everyone. As Sora said, we mustn't lose hope.
And you should shut the hell up. Are we done now? If everyone's prepared, we should get going already. Well, seems like everyone's feeling very complicated after what had happened in the tower. This class trial, I don't think they're going to be able to solve it on their own. At least I ain't sure yet. Perhaps I'll put just a bit of effort in this time. Shorter this trial gets, the earlier I'll be able to test out that thing.
Oh-ho.
Alright. We should talk to everyone and then get to the trial screen at least. Yuki?
There's still half of us left. Half. 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 Ugh.
The time has come.
We don't have Kokoro and Kanada's gone too. Will we really be okay? We have Shobai.
We do have a Shobai.
And everyone is absolutely fucked if Shobai ever is a murderer.
True. Yeah, Nikkei? Nothing to say? Alright, bud.
What is this? Just, what can't I remember?
That's really sucky if you can't remember Utsuro right now when it's kind of important.
Bro.
Understandable, let's go downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, class trial time, bitch.
It's suddenly so spacious.
The elevator that felt cramped once felt so empty now. Was the elevator always this spacious? It almost feels pleasant having more room to work with. On the other hand, the noise of the elevator makes this feel more noticeable this time around that I can't help but raise my eyebrows. The others would usually rant on about friendship and teamwork and stuff about this time, but they're keeping their mouths shut. I guess they're at their limits, huh? Now, will the trial be successfully finished in this situation? Well, not that it matters too much for me.
Do you believe you are extemmed? This is piss yellow.
Yeah, I hate this trial room, it's fine. No, he's saying that because he has access to the administrator code again. If things do go fuck up, he can probably just leave, I'm sure. So you've arrived, the chosen 8 heroes destined to save this world. I have been waiting, for I, the great Devil King Monocro, will... Hey! How dare you all ignore me like that? You normally don't even move to your seats before I tell you to.
Everyone wants to get it out of the system.
Yeah, everyone wants to
quickly.
get it out of the fucking way, my guy. And also, this room is atrocious.
As if we have the time or mind to play with your dull tricks. Would you start already? Well then. A bit rude, wouldn't you say? I just got my memory back, so I was willing to celebrate this event with you.
Not that I care, though. But why did you lose your memories in the first place? You got one thing right. We don't care. Just start the trial already. So one of us here killed Shinji.
Shinji Kasai, the brawn of the group.
Honestly, I wouldn't even necessarily say he's the brawn of the group, but more like the dad of the group.
Yeah, to be honest. You can't just ignore the difference in physical abilities in this cases. Even if you got some strength, it wouldn't be easy to win against him on a one-on-one fight. And someone killed him, which probably means they didn't use a straightforward method. Oh man, the fucking screens.
Alone.
Trial, mystery, tension, whatever. It's not like someone outside this group is the killer. Hell, I even have some suspects. Now then, how shall we play this game? The start of the trial of death. I like that he gets straight to the point. Thank God, Shobai. I don't want to rap in your voice. Saving! We saving!
And we shall keep this one.
Hehe.
Whew. Well.
So, Rina, what are your thoughts on this case so far before we cut off? Because I'm really curious.
Nikkei
I want to hear you theory craft.
Nikkei is highly suspicious and probably worked with Iroha to some extent.
Interesting.
Because
is there any evidence in the case so far that leads you to the explanation of what you think may have happened?
No, this is the method of crossing out anyone who's too important to die right now.
Interesting. Okay, so you think Nikkei's up on the chopping block.
Yeah, because Sora has protagonist plot armor. Sure, we are playing as Shobai, so he cannot be it, obviously. Iroha is the one who pushed Sora and was then together with Yoriko the entire time. Which also means that Yoriko is also has an alibi. Teruya and Mikado also have alibis. There's really not much left.
Yeah, it's true. Do you have any ideas based on the evidence we have?
I kind of suck with making inferences based on
It's alright, the evidence of this case is kind of fucking wild, if I'm honest.
Well, I guess
the main thing I'm gonna say that's like, yeah, the machines are important, and also just the state that Shinji was in. Those are the main two things you should focus on if you want to theory craft this case.
I don't really remember how the machine looked before, though. Or what it was used for.
It was basically, okay, the machines itself, some of the machines, and one of them was missing, by the way. There used to be like 2 against the wall in that room, and one of them was completely broken. And that's where the broken glass came from. That's the best I can give you there, because it did already tell you that in the evidence, that like the broken glass came from one of the machines. So, you have to imagine, like, what the fuck would break that? And apparently the broken machinery caused the fire. That was something else that was in the evidence. Based off of that, there's a few ways you could go about this.
It really just depends on how was the machine used and how was Shinji killed.
Yeah. It did redact that information for a reason, because it's too important to the case. That's why it wasn't specifically explicitly mentioned in the monochrome file.
And I would guess that probably... I mean, this weird-ass secret room probably is gonna... It must be
I mean, it
important
is a
in one
truth
way.
bullet, which means it's going to be important to the trial in one way or another. Then there's also the fact that, like, the Iroha's testimony about Sora falling through the floor is also a truth bullet. You could already connect that to that. Especially because he dropped his fucking lighter, it phased through the floor, and he can't find it.
It also means there must be another way out, right? Because Sora did not come from the secret tunnel. Then there must be another way out. Whatever is below the floor.
Alright. I think you're gonna like this case. It's a bit whack, but I think you're gonna like it.
I
I
mean,
don't know how much more you'll like it than the other cases so far, but I like it.
it cannot be more whack than the last one.
We'll see.
I
I can say that like obviously the murder in the last one is crazier, but
I guess we'll just see, eh?
yeah. I just wanted to hear you theory craft before we stop for today.
Alrighty then. Then I guess we shall end it here, and next time we will start the trial.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So then, until then, goodbye.
Bye.